Hey, Motorman here. And I can't tell you how many times over the years I've heard this phrase. I don't need no stinking training. I ride just fine. Been riding for 30 years. Yeah. And usually those people are the ones who need the most training. Think about this for a minute. The best in the world. The Wyman brothers, multi-champion riders, Freddie Spencer, Rossi, all of them train on a regular basis. These are great riders, professional riders, and they still train. But you don't need any training? And you might say, yeah, but they're racing. Well, yeah, I guarantee you the racetrack isn't near as dangerous as the mean streets out there. Out on the street, there is all kinds of things that could get in your way. Other vehicles, dogs, deer running out in front of you. If all you do, and this is what most riders do, if you think about this, for 30 years, you've been cruising straight on down the road, making great big wide turns every once in a while and coming to a nice easy stop. That's not skill. You should be able to do that the first day on a motorcycle. You're kidding me with that. We train for the times like when that car pulls out in front of you, you're going 50 miles an hour, you're approaching an intersection, a car suddenly turns left in front of you. That's what we train for. If you don't know how to brake quickly, stop the motorcycle quickly, or brake, then swerve, you are in deep trouble. That's why we train. And it could happen depending on where you ride. If you ride in New York City or any big city, you better know how to stop quickly. You better be able to use your head and eyes, swerve. You got to know how to turn that motorcycle. Anything above 15 miles an hour is push or counter steering. You want to go left, you got to push forward. On the left grip, the bike will lean left and go left. Push forward on the right grip, it leans right and goes right. You have to know these things, and the only way to get them, because your instincts when it comes to riding a motorcycle are completely wrong. It's the opposite of what you think it is. If a car pulls out in front of you, your brain will tell you to stare at that car. And if you stare at that car, I guarantee you, eventually you're going to run right into it because the hands follow the eyes. If instead you know to turn your head and eyes and look for your escape path, it could save your life. I'll tell you a little story. This happened a few years ago. We were at the class, 5 guys pull up, and one of them pulls to the side. 4 of the 5, they're all friends, 4 of the 5 are taking the class. The other guy is not taking the class. Now the other guy, he's got all the tattoos and the beard, and he's got all that, and you would think, well, yeah, this is an experienced biker, and he probably was. I don't remember how many years he'd been riding, but when it comes time to sign up, I call him over. He says, oh, no, I'm not taking the class. I don't need this kind of training. I said, what do you mean? I just don't need this. I ride just fine. I'm here for my buddies. I said, really? You don't think that since you're already here that you might want to take some training? No, I ain't going to spend $150 for this, something I don't need. I said, but if it's free, you'd take the class? I knew I had him then. And he stopped, hesitated for a second. Well, yeah, if it was free. I said, well, I'm going to give you this class for free just so you could join your buddies. I said, but the first thing I want you to do is follow my wife, because I'm sure you've been riding a lot of years. You look like a real biker. You know exactly how to handle that motorcycle. So what I want you to do is follow my wife, stay as close as you can, and she's going to lead you through the entire course. He said, okay. So you've seen my wife ride. The first exercise is the slow cone weave. My wife is weaving through, and I'm yelling at him, get closer, because he's like 8 bike lengths behind her. He knocks over this 6 cones. He knocks over 3 of them. She didn't knock over any of them. She then pulls up to the offset cone weave where you go through the gates and you have to make quick left to right turns. No way could he make this. It was absolutely embarrassing. He didn't even make it to the intersection when he quit and said, no, that's it. I guess I need this class, because it was pitiful. The guy couldn't turn his motorcycle. Even at 15 or 20 miles an hour, he couldn't go outside the gates, let alone inside of them. So, folks, please, I don't care how long you've been riding. If you want to test yourself, go to any parking lot, 2 parking spaces wide, 2 parking spaces long. Try a figure 8 in that space there, because the motorcycle is capable. Are you? Because that will tell you if you know how to use your head and eyes, if you know how to use the clutch and throttle and the rear brake. If you can't do that, start with 3 parking spaces and narrow it down. But the figure 8 is not something you do on the road, but it forces you to use all 3 techniques at once and very quickly. And to help you do that, we got Cyber Monday coming up, but we're not going to wait for Monday. We're going to do this right from the time you watch this video. You can call or go on our website, and we got the Ride Like a Pro colored version of the book. We got 2 videos on thumb drive or USB. We got the brand new Ride Like a Pro experience and Surviving the Mean Streets. You're also going to get the practice practice guide, of course, and even a reflective sticker for your helmet. This is everything you need to know about riding a motorcycle well. If you're planning on taking a class, get this first, practice what I show you here, and you'll be at the head of the class. And $59.90, yeah, maybe that's too much for some people. We haven't raised our prices at all, by the way. We just cut the price. You're saving $8 here. That's, if you live in California, a gallon of gas. Here in Florida, it's 2 gallons of high test. And also, we're going to keep this special going. We got shortcuts to riding like a pro. Shows you how to do this stuff with a minimal amount of cones or no markers at all. You're going to get the shortcuts to riding like a pro if you got a DVD player, and Surviving the Mean Streets, 2 for $20 plus $5 shipping. So $25 for these 2 videos. And of course, we're going to give you a practice guide. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes sense to you to get out there and train, and you got to know what to train. Only perfect practice makes perfect.